So in the box, you will have received your rear rack extender, your side extenders, and there should be 2 of them here. The side extender support, and your bag of screws, bolts, and washers. And to complete this task, you're going to need a set of hex wrenches, a 10mm wrench, and a 13mm wrench. So start by going into your bag of screws and finding the 2 large bolts and 2 large nuts. The washers are all the same, so just take 2 washers as well. Now these nuts do have a nylon locking component to them, so it is supposed to have that nylon in it so that it locks it when you've tied in the screws. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to position the rear rack on the back. So what you're going to be lining up is you're going to be lining up these holes here with these holes here first. And we're going to be doing that with the large bolts first. So we position this over, then you're going to take one of these bolts and put it through. On the other side, we're going to put a washer and one of our nuts. And we're just going to get it started. And we're going to get it finger tight first, just until it basically hits the nylon washer. Now you'll position these from the top. Now, all I've done is I've made this just finger tight, so you should be able to move and slide the rack still on the bike. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to position these bolts in here. I'm going to put screws or bolts and washers on the other side, and then I'm going to tighten it up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the side extenders together with the side extender support. This support is really used so that it provides support between the 2 side extenders so that when the bag's pressed against it, it won't bend and move towards the wheel. Now if you've got a lightly packed bag, it won't bend towards the wheel, but we've added the side extender support for anyone that's carrying large loads. That will prevent the side extenders from bending. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a couple of our screws here and put them through the side of the side extender. And I'm going to position the side extender support to go through it here. And then I'm going to put the bolts on the other side. Now, this doesn't require a washer on this side. I'm going to do that to all 4 sides and then tighten it up. So at this point, you should now have this fully completed section here where we've got the bolts all tightened through. So it's all put together. Now what we're gonna do is, you see these 3 holes here, they'll actually line up to these 3 cuts in the rack. And it goes inside to inside. So on both sides, the side extender should go to the inside of the rack. And then we're going to slide it forward and back until we basically see these holes show up. I'm going to put one at the top and one at the front through here. I'm going to do the same to the other side. And on this, what we're going to do is we're going to add the washers to the other side and tighten it up. So now we've got our rack attached. We've tightened on the side extender on there. And so now we're just going to show you how to put the bags on so that you can position them on there. So both of the bags that we sell from Basil have 2 straps and 2 fasteners underneath here. And so when we put this over the rack, we just basically hang it over the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the slots in the rack here to put the straps through. So how we're going to do that is we're going to pass the straps down through the centers. So I'm going to put that down through the centerpiece here. And then for each one, we're going to strap it back up through the rack and pass it through its fastening piece here. Okay, and for that, you kind of go basically through and then back through this bar. So this bar will move out of the way and you'll pass it back under this bar, and that'll allow you to tighten against it. So I'm going to do that for these straps here. So now we've fastened the bags on. So what we've done is we've used the center channel to pass the straps down through and the channel next to it to pass the straps back up. You could also use these ones as well to pass the straps back up and tighten it. It doesn't really matter, they both end up the same. These back straps will fasten on the tightest. The front straps, you do have to like come back a little bit to pass back the back of the rack. So you can see that the bags now are quite secured, and they're not gonna go anywhere on your ride. And the side extenders are now preventing it from swinging into the wheel. So you're all ready to go and ride.